Well, good morning, Unity North. The voice is coming from on the stage. How are you today? You look beautiful. You look fantastic. You look full of life. Is it true? Oh, come on. Is it true? I'm telling you, it's a really special day for a number of reasons, not the least of which this beautiful mandala, Sonia Osillo, is back in the house creating beautiful works of art. We're going to talk about that mandala today, but it's been a long time. Cecilia Smith, Mama Cecilia, to all of us who know her, is also back after a long hiatus in the hospital. She's going to be doing meditation today. You notice who's sitting next to her? Diane Glenn is back in the house. It's a beautiful and magnificent day to kiss the face of God. Yes? Look around the room. Everywhere you look, you find the face of God. That's absolutely the principle we're going to work with today. And I can't think of a better way to do that than to have these two beautiful people to my right back in the house. Please welcome Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer.
When no one is looking, I swallow deserts clouds, and I chew on mountains, 'cause I know they are sweet bones. When no one is looking, I sip from the cool summer sky, and I savor the blue of it, and it colors my eyes. I wanna kiss God when no one is looking. I wanna kiss God, so I lift up my own head to my mouth. I call forth the thunder and the rain, and I lasso the sunshine, and it warms the blood in my veins. No one is looking. I talk with the flowers and the trees, and I tell them my secrets, and they listen to me. When no one is looking at me, one is looking through me, can't see, and I feel everything it feels me. When I'm all alone in my own sweet home, I can hear the silence calling me home. When no one is looking, I blow off the dust from the Milky Way, and I polish off the stars, and the dust on my finger is my own. When no one is looking, yeah, I paint smiles on faces with frowns, and I swipe a little lip from a joyful child. She's holding my hand when no one is looking. I breathe in with you, and I feel sweet relief, and I hold the mystery closer than I hold my belief. Yeah, I hold the mystery closer than I hold my belief. Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What a beautiful way to start the day, to enter into the sacred sanctuary of each other's heart. The song that says, "Kiss God." A candle lit is a recognition that God is already present in the room, as each and every one of us. On this Memorial Day weekend, let us more passionately kiss the presence of God. Let us more readily love each other. Let us be more present to the miracle of God made manifest as every person in this room, those of you online, and as all creation. You know, it's been a bit of a heavy week in our nation. It's been a heavy week for humanity. And as a minister, you often struggle. What are the words that are to share to somehow make it all better? And you come up empty. And you go into the stillness and the meditation, and you try to kiss God, and you try to let God kiss you and say, "Give me what is necessary." As our prayer today, I'm going to offer you the words that came to me when this week I got silent, at a complete loss of my humanity, of what to say, and God kissed me back in return. I invite you to close your outer eyes when no one is looking. When no one is looking. Why is it we close our eyes when we kiss? Why is it we close our eyes when we meditate or when we pray? Because the most sacred things cannot be done with the distractions of life. And so let's put out the distractions of life and be fully present to this now moment. And take these words as your own, as our prayer, as our awakening. To those who have fought and risked and fallen, we behold you now finally rewarded for your faithful sacrifice to freedom's cause, kissed by God. To those who intrepidly stood in the fire of human failings, and handed us a rich inheritance, we know for you an eternal rest, an eternal kiss of God, an eternal peace, a peace that the human race has somehow yet to find on earth. This Memorial Day, let us gather wisdom from your bravery and lessons from the ignorance of a history that took so many lives. Some of those lives were taken on distant shores, and others on the shores of our collective failure to consecrate your legacy. Today, may each fallen soldier find solace in our nation's embrace, our nation's remembrance, gratitude, and memorial. To those who courageously stepped forward with possibility, with promise and prayer, your life shall not be in vain. We will not desecrate the footsteps of your courage and your vision, but rather stalwartly proclaim the human errancy of violence that has laid to waste the lives of innocent children who will never reap the benefit of your hero's heart. We sit in silence, not as inaction, oh no, but as reverence. That we too may touch the heart of God, that we too may be kissed by God, and we too may reside where you reside and gather your eternal strength and courage. May the backbone of our nation be reawakened, lest another soldier pass, another child be taken, or another moment be squandered as pompous governments, dressed in pretentious finery, extinguish your endowment of freedom. Today we honor the fallen, those buried on the battlefield of foreign soil, and those buried beneath the soil of a fourth-grade desk that proved as ineffective as your armor. No one is bulletproof, not one of us. Not those held in the arms of grieving parents who need DNA to identify their child, or those who made their way home to their mothers draped in an American flag. Let our moment of silence be a remembrance, oh yes, but more so let it be our soul's resolve to no longer shrink back from our own call, our own call to set down the weapons of partisanship, of fear, of arrogance, of ignorance. This is Memorial's holy call for peace. Memorial Day's holy call for us. This is the kiss of God. Peace in our classrooms. Peace in our nation. Peace in our government. Peace in our hearts. Peace in our actions. Peace on earth. And so we sit for a moment in the silence, remembering those who gave their life for our right to gather here in peace, as we remember all who gave their life this week at the hands of violence. Aho and amen. You know, what brings me comfort is to recognize the truth that everything is just music. We are not our bodies. We are not this experience. We are not these day-to-day machinations of the human ego, but we are music. And that those who have fallen are still music in the spheres, still singing, still playing, still dancing, still living. Everything is music. Say that with me. Everything is music. Our first song of the day, our first group song, they're going to invite you into it, is Everything is Music. Let your music, even in your sadness, let it rip. Let your music, even in your grief, let it be at the highest level. Guys, it's all yours.
Well, we've come to the place where everything is music. Come on, sing it. Everything is music. Everything is music. Well, we've come to the place where everything is music. Everything is music. Let it play. Can we get you up on your feet with us? Can we get a little finger snap or hand clap? Tell me, why do you stay in a jail when the door is wide open? Sing it. The door is wide open. Keep it going. The door is wide open. Tell me, why do you stay in a jail when the door is wide open? So let the beauty that you love be what you do. Sing that with us. Let the beauty that you love be what you do. Stop talking now and open up the window. The one right there in the middle of your heart. Let go of your hands and sit down in the circle. You know you got no need to keep yourself apart. Well, the day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. Come on, sing it. Don't go back to sleep. Don't go back to sleep. Well, the day you wake up sad and empty, don't go back to sleep. 'Cause there's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Sing it with us. There's a million ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Well, we've come to the place, let me hear y'all, where everything is music. Well, we've come to the place where everything Thank you, thank you.
Oh, so good to have you guys back in the house. You know, I'm like a kid in the candy shop. Every time I can talk Bob and Shannon to making a very long trek to be here, everything is music. Everything is right with the world. You bring such a presence. We set the band home. We told the band to go home. Bob and Shannon are enough band for the whole room. Yes? Welcome. We're glad you're here. If you are interested in hearing more of them, they're doing a concert in the Peace Chapel tonight. I will guarantee you it will be the greatest night of your life. Well, maybe not the greatest night of your life, but you will be kissed by the music, the soul, and the spirit of these two people. It's a love offering basis. We're going to pass the basket, which we have not done here for a very long time, but bring your prosperity, bring your open heart, and experience them tonight in the Peace Chapel at 6:30. Just a few quick announcements I want to give you. Besides that concert is we have a Moonflower concert coming up on June 17th. And if you look at, yes, this mandala that you see before us is going to make its way. We're going to talk about that during the talk today. It's going to make its way from here, and before the Moonflower concert, it's going to decorate the paths in the back of the property. The eye of God is going to be beholding us. The peace that we celebrate, the unity and the oneness that we celebrate is going to make its way from here. So put your consciousness into these pieces, that they go out in the back. And if you're interested in helping out, we're going to dismantle it. We're going to talk about impermanence a little bit today. We're going to dismantle this at the end of the service. Sonia needs about 10 to 12 of you to help her take this down. I know, it's sad. Many of you are asking, how long is it going to be here? And I said, it's going down today. I said, but it'll come back. So mark your calendar for the Moonflower concert. Well, you'll see it up in the trees in the back 40. We have a cleanup day happening here. And what is that day? Was there a date up there? June 18th, Saturday, June 18th. If you noticed, spring is in full bloom here. And that means the weeds are coming out. And we do not use chemicals that are damaging to the earth. We use our hands, and we use our bodies to take care of them. June 18th, plan on being here for about 2 or 3 hours, starting at 9 o'clock on that day to make sure your home is made beautiful. Are we good? How many are going to show up for that? I'm looking. Take names, take numbers. They're going to be here for that. I don't want to work alone. I think that's pretty much it. Other than mentioned the concert tonight, I want to welcome anybody who's here for the first time. I want you to know that whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome at Unity North. We behold you as the light of the world that you are. We behold you not as broken, but as magnificent and waking up. That's what we're doing here today. That's what the mandala is about, waking up. That's what the music is about, waking up. That's why we come together in community. So we welcome you into the great waking up that's happening here today. In this community, we teach there are many paths to the one God. Your path and my path and your path and your path all coming together. And at that crux, at that intersection, something holy happens. Something beautiful happens. It's happening here today. And so those of you who are here for the first time, thank you for being a part of the blessed gift that is the gathering of God energies, the cells within the body of God coming together like the pieces of a mandala. If you're here for the first time, either in the room or online, you can raise your hand too. Put your hand up and receive the energy of this congregation. Who's here? Welcome to our home. Oh, come on, Unity North, you can do better than that. Welcome to our home, welcome to our family, welcome to our community, but most especially, welcome to our hearts. If you have any questions about Unity North and what we're all about in this community, I'll be in the foyer right after the service. Come up and say hi. Ask me some really tough questions. We love our questions, we love our answers, and we love questioning our answers and answering our questions. It's a beautiful time. I'm glad you all are here today. Those are the announcements. Let's get into this mandala. This work of art that you see before you, breathe it in. There's a lot of love put into the energy of the creation of this work of art. It's made up of God's eyes. How many as a child made God's eyes? Those are those square things, those diamond-shaped things made by the youth of Unity, the Uniteens program. Our middle school, you see, love came through the artwork of middle school. It does happen once in a while. Those of you who know junior high kids, it can happen and it has happened. They made those God's eyes. And they partnered. So they represent the youth. They partnered with the prayer shawl ministry, which is one of the most active ministries we have here. They represent the elders in our community that weekly, sometimes 2-3 times a week, get together and create beautiful works of art that can go out to heal those that are needing to heal, that those who need to be reminded, those who need to remember. The elders And the youth have come together, and the great mystic in the middle is Sonia Osio, the great angel who creates all of our mandalas here in this community, said, "Let me be the bridge." Stand up so we can thank you. Sonia just had a birthday yesterday, and she's 1 years old. It all comes together in a great tapestry of color, of texture, of shape, kind of like what we do here. We are so uniquely different, rebels and mavericks and misfits coming from all different walks of life, different belief systems, all coming together to create a mandala of community. That's what this represents here. It is a symbol of the mystical awareness that we cultivate at Unity North. And we're going to talk about that mystical awareness, but I invite you to suspend any thought or idea that you came into this room with. Any notion you've ever had about God, set it aside. Put it aside that you can be an open vessel, that you can be a work of art more expansive than anything you've ever known about yourself. This mandala is a symbol of the interconnected potpourri of color, of humanity, of belief, of creativity, all rolled into one testimony of our first unity principle. It's all God. There is only God. God by many names. Today we're going to use the word love. Love. There's only one. Many pieces, there's only one. No matter the shape, the size, the belief, the color, the background, or the quirks, it's all God. And we have the eyes to behold the presence of God at all times. The unbroken awareness of the presence of love in the room, on the planet. That's what our chaplains are doing. Judy's up here holding the unbroken awareness of the presence of God doing business as you. And she's joined in the back of the room. Is it Vilma today? No. Who's back there with you? I can't see. Tiba's back there. We got chaplains all over the room. Mary's there. Who's the chaplain on duty today, though? Marie. Thank you for answering the call, Marie. But there's a bunch of chaplains that are holding the unbroken awareness, the mystical awareness that there's nothing in this room but God. There's nothing in this room but love. Do you accept that? Do you receive that? Not always easy for the ego to accept that. Put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. There's nothing in this room but God. Together. There's nothing in this room but love. Together. Here's the scripture I want to build the house on, and then Bob and Shannon are going to sing another song. It's written by, or was spoken by Meister Eckhart, one of my heroes, a 13th century mystic. Let's go ahead and put that scripture up there and read it together. Together? The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. The God's eyes made by the youth of this community represent that phrase. The eye that I am looking around the room to behold the face of God is the same eye that God is beholding me, seeing me. And in that awareness, that consciousness, in its different perspectives, in the different names for God, somehow we come together and we create a work of art. And it is called the I Am. Say that with me. I am. One more time. I am. And one more time, and we're going to do it with music. I am. Bob and Shannon.
What's the eye behind the eye that I am? And who's the me behind the eye through which I see? Am I the watcher? Is there something else that's wanting to be seen through me? I've accumulated all these things, the artifacts, possessions, names they try to tell the tale of me, but I am holding on to thinking there's a little bit more to the story. Well, I know I'm not the name you say, the things I own, the roles I play. I know there's something breathing me. And if you take away my name and you take away these things, you're left with only awesomeness the essence that I came here with, the everything, the I am, the I am. Here I stand, my convictions are loud and clear. And I admit to listening to these whispers in my ear. You might call me crazy, but you know you do it too. 'Cause you know that there's a voice behind the voice in you. Well, I know I'm not the name you say, the things I own, the characters I play. I know there's something breathing me. And if you take away my name and you take away these things, you're left with only awesomeness, the essence that I came here with, the everything, the I am, the I am. Well, I know I'm not the moon that my fingers pointing to, and I know that I'm not separate from any one of you. It's an elementary game, an energy exchange. It's the raging river, life's grand giver of everything. That I am life's expression, soul-bound connection, pure reflection of all that is divine. I am the muse, and I am imbued with a golden hue of light, just like you. Well, I am love, it's what I'm of. I am above, I am below, this much I know. And it's weaving in you, breathing in me, this ever-present everything I am. Yeah, yeah. And it's weaving in you, breathing in me, this ever-present everything I am. Here we go, y'all, let's sing it. And I am, you are, we be. Come on, y'all, sing it with us. I am, you are, we be. Yeah, I like that. Let's get up on our feet. Come on, and clap your hands. I am, you are, we be. To your neighbor, I am, you are, we be. Come on, find another neighbor, come on. I am, you are, we be. I am, you are, we be. I invite you to put your hand up on your heart and sing it for you. I am, you are, we be. Yeah.
I am, you are, we be, beyond all the labels, beyond all the experiences, beyond all the judgments. That's what we are, the music behind the music, the I behind the I am. Breathe that in for a minute. Feel it, sense it, know it at the depth of who you are. It's what you've always been. It's what you will always be. When you're up, when you're down, when it's dark, when it's light, it makes no difference. It is eternal. It is immortal. It is absolute. I want to re-quote that Meister Eckhart quote. Again, I want you to say it with me. Let's put it up one more time together with passion and excitement. The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. That's the foundation of the house I want to build today. This is the culmination today of a 5-part series for the month of May. We began our series with the heart of the matter, when we played with the idea and the truth that it's all love. Everywhere we look, everywhere we see, everything we experience is love if you look deeply enough. If you have the eyes and the ears to look for it with a dogged determination, you will find love. It's the matter. It's the source behind all creation. Week 2, the heart of the mother, as we claim the miracle that we are the mothers of the new reality. That if we want to experience more love, we must be the emissaries, the ambassadors, the portal, the avenue, and the creators, and yes, the mothers of that love. We took full and complete responsibility as the mothers of the universe. Then we went into the heart of the moment, and we realized in week 3 that we're only one breath. Take a breath with me. You're only one breath away from the full expression of the mother that you are. You're only one breath away from love being made manifest in the experience and in the expression. One breath away from love being received, no matter what's going on the outside. You're one breath away. That's the heart of the moment. Then we talked about the heart of the child, and I want to invoke the Uniteens who made these beautiful God's eyes into the moment. The heart of a child, where we recognize that we have to get rid of all the garbage that we have piled on ourselves, all the adult years, and return to becoming like a child. We used to be innocent, sweet, in a sense of awe, because we must become like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is the full expression and experience of that love. But we got to do some letting go. We've got to do some releasing. We've got to be unattached to everything that we think that it might be in the way of finding that love yet again. Today, we come to the final week and a final talk, and it's the heart of a mystic. How many mystics do we have in the room today? So my job, I got a few of you, my job is to convince all of you that each one of you is a mystic and that you're only one heartbeat, one breath away from that expression. That next time I ask you that question, every hand will go up and say, yes, I am a mystic, no less than the greatest teachers and prophets who have ever walked the face of the planet. So what is a mystic? Meek Herrick, call it out. What is a mystic? The seer. The what? One who hears, one who sees, one who seeks, one who knows. A mystical person is that person who knows and who seeks unity with all that is. Not just some of it. All that is. Everywhere I look, I see the face of God. Say that with me. Everywhere I look, I see the face of God. If you can integrate that at any level of your heart and your mind, you are also a mystic. Through contemplation, through meditation, through self-surrender and absorption of that truth that it's all God. It's all love. It's all one. This awareness will absolutely transcend your intellect. I hate to tell you that. Everything you've learned, this idea and this mystical awareness is going to transcend your intellect. It will transcend your faith. I'm asking you to suspend your faith. Everything that got you to where you are today has to be set down so that you can become the full active mystic. It will transcend your belief. It will transcend any need to control, and it will transcend any limitation you've ever accepted in your life. Breathe that in. It is the great isness. The great I am. It is the I behind the I am. It is beyond words. It's a great knowing that I am not, I cannot, I never have been, and I never will be separate from all creation. I am not, cannot, will not, and have never been separate from God. I am not, cannot, and will not ever be separate from the love that I was created in and as. Oh, now the yeah buts start in the room. Yeah, but I've got evidence. I've got evidence. Let me show you my evidence. You know what? We need to get rid of the evidence and start being that which is only found in the mind of a child. The love. That's the heart of the matter. That's the heart of the mother, the heart of the child, the heart of the moment, the heart of right now, the heart of a mandala, the heart of the songs that you're hearing today. Breathe that in. And it is not something that we can teach. It's not something that you can learn. It is something that we allow. Can you be in a state of allowing today? You know, Sonia, we all love Sonia. I mention her name and the place goes nuts. The heart of a mystic is one who allows. She has a plan. She does have a left brain. And she puts it out, an idea, and then God takes over. And she allows God to work through her. She allows God. Bob and Shannon, the reason they're so effective as musicians and singers is they allow something greater to move through them. They're pretty amazing human beings, but it's the spiritual I am that's behind it that suddenly magic happens. Magic and art and beauty happens. And that same magic and beauty and art, it's not isolated in these people I've mentioned. It is in everyone in this room. Turn to somebody to your left and your right and say, you are a work of art. Turn to the other side and say, you're a work of heart. Turn to somebody in front of you, behind you, and say, you are a mystic. I'm asking you to get into a state of allowing today. In the allowing, we become a mystic, no less than the great teachers, no less than Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna, Lao Tzu, all of the above. Rumi, Meister Eckhart, all going to be quoted today. What's the only difference between these great thinkers that have walked the face of the earth, or Sonia and Bob and Shannon? The only difference between them and the rest of the world. They are allowing God, and we are seeking God. Whoa, big distinction. Seeking, clutching, grasping to find God. Give me another workshop. For God's sake, let me have another answer. Let me read another book to find God. These people, the mystics on the planet, allow God and get out of the way. Amen. The mystic Atiba has absolutely spoken. That's the only difference. So what constitutes a mystical experience? Sonia, what constitutes a mystical experience when you're making this? What makes it up? To disappear in a way. Oh, I love that. To disappear in a way so that I can appear. What about you guys? What is it that constitutes a mystical experience for you? They didn't know I was going to put him on the spot.
Allowing.
Allowing.
That's the best word.
Allowing. Oh, good. We're of one mind.
Of course.
A state of allowing. Let me give you some words before we have another song that I think constitute what we're all seeking. What we do here at Unity North to get us to that edge. Hey, Harry Cohn, the mystic. You want to say something? Go for it. When a 102-year-old veteran in the room wants to speak, you make room. He was in we have the microphone there. It's right. It's underneath Cecilia's chair. Let's go ahead and turn it on for him.
I hope you can hear me this way.
Yeah, we can hear you good.
Thank you. I was coming home. I was coming in a hospital ship from the South Pacific, and we were dodging submarines as the time. And finally, we're getting close to America. And the captain of our ship said, we're going to go under the Golden Gate Bridge in about an hour and a half. And how many of you want to be with me? And so every crutch and cane and whatever could be moving was heading for topside so we could go under the bridge. Well, in about an hour before we were going under the bridge, he said, we'll be there in about another 15 minutes. So would it be prepared? And so I got my position where I could hear and watch and see everything going on. And then finally he said, now, here we go, get ready. And we went under the bridge. And as we were going under the bridge, I looked up, closed my eyes, and said, thank you, God, for bringing us home. That's right.
Part of that story, I get to have lunch with Harry about once a month, and a part of that story he didn't tell is that when he got off the ship, he kissed the earth. He kissed the earth. The awareness, the mystical awareness that he was one with the earth. A soldier coming home. And we'll honor our veterans on Veterans Day, but I want to be mindful that the day is Memorial Day, and we're honoring those that have fallen in battle. We'll honor Harry, believe me, we always do on Veterans Day. but we want to honor those who gave their life. So I want to give you the words of a mystical experience. When Harry shares, he finds the words because he's a great orator. But the reality is, it is beyond words. The mystical experience is ineffable. Say that with me. Ineffable. That means there are no words to understand it. Words are merely road markers pointing us in the direction of the direct experience. Words, we have lots of words here at Unity North. Anybody who knows me says I use lots of words. But they are nothing more than fingers pointing at the moon, as the song said. Fingers pointing at the moon. And so many times we, in our religious paths, put all of our attention on the fingers pointing at the moon, and we forget to see the moon. There comes a point when the words pointing at the light that we are seeking need to move aside and stop. And we enter the silence, and we are just one with the place of the moon. This is the job here at Unity North. As spiritual seekers, as those becoming and remembering the moon, our oneness with the moon is to use the pointer to get us there, the words, the ideas, the spiritual principles. And once our focus is set and our gaze is there, get the words out of the way. The mystical experience cannot be put into words. I would love to be able to give you a book that says this is exactly how you find your oneness with God. There is no book ever written. It's just road signs. Road signs pointing you in the direction of yourself. They're merely there to take you to the silence. Yes, we can cogitate, we can ruminate, we can speculate, we can deliberate, and we can elucidate, and we do that well. But it eventually has to culminate in the silence, the place of no words, the place of no thought, the place of no principle, the place of being. You watch Sonia create the mandala. And actually, I was at the Uniteens when we got together on a Saturday evening. I made at least one of those God's eyes. You get to the place where it's hard. How do I do this? I'm not sure how to make that God's eye. The prayer shawl. You go spend some time with the people in the prayer shawl ministry. They've been doing it for years. They're not thinking. It's muscle memory. It's a state of being. This mandala is a culmination of junior high kids getting out of their head. We need more of that in the planet, don't we? Elders getting out of their head. Artists getting out of their head. Spiritual seekers getting out of their head. In fact, I want you to say with me, I'm out of my mind. Do you really mean that? Because that's where I'm pointing you. That's where I'm directing you to get out of your mind. And it's a great paradox. All these fingers pointing to the moon. By transcending language and thought, we get to the oneness. And in that state, the mystical experience becomes noetic and illuminative. Say that with me. Noetic and illuminative. What does that mean? Well, it means it's a great state of transformative thoughts, insights, revelations, and epiphanies. You know you're there when there's a great download of God. Things you did not know before begin to emerge. Where did that come from? It came from God. Where did this vision come from? It came from God. A download that is allowed, not forced. A download that is allowed and not manifested. So many times in New Thought, I get so frustrated that we're all about manifestation, manifestation. I'm working hard to make another manifestation. And the reality is, we've put the cart before the horse. Being precedes getting. Being precedes manifestation, and the mystics are simply being. That's why they want for nothing. This is why silence is a central part of the experience. The moon is a central part of the experience. Intellect no longer has a purpose when you get there, because it's getting in the way of wisdom. Breathe that in. Intellect is the tool to get you there, but then it no longer has a purpose because now it's in the way of the wisdom that wants to come out. Belief, all the machinations of our religious belief systems no longer have a purpose because they're getting in the way of truth. Get out of the way. My belief system, I'm so attached to my belief system, I can't see the moon. And I think our religious systems, for all the good they've done on the planet, are in the way. And that includes Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. I'm going to probably lose my job tomorrow. But the reality is we have to come to the place where we let it all go. And it's a great paradox. You see, the mystical path is also paradoxical. What does that mean? It means I use the thought to get me there, to the edge of the unknown. And then I have to release the thought that got me there so I can jump into the mystery and the unknown and then receive the download of new thoughts. But they are God thoughts, not human thoughts. They are spiritual ideas, not human egotistical ideas. So yes, let's take our religions and let's go to the moon, put them down, and then let the download begin by allowing it to be. And what is that going to require of us? What is that going to require of us? Let's be spiritual students. What does it require of you? Openness. Letting go. Bing, give the lady a lollipop. She's got the right answer. They're all right. There are no wrong answers. But the mystical path is also passive and it is purgative. Say that with me. Passive and purgative. What does that mean? It requires you to let go of control. Oh, I hate this one. I've got to let go of control to completely surrender and to release my life to higher energies of oneness, of truth, than my religious doctrine, than my dogma, than my belief system, my BS. Energies that won't make any sense to the human mind. That's why paradox is so necessary. You cannot figure a paradox out with the mind. You can't create this work of art with only your mind. Your heart must be leading the way. The Spirit must be leading the way. It cannot be rationalized by the brain. So I'm challenging you, the mystics in the room today, to let go of anything you've ever held on to define yourself. All the labels that the song just talked about, you're not any of it. Let them go. But I'm asking you also to let go of the labels of good and bad. Let me tell you, it's been a hard, difficult week. And it's so easy to say, everywhere I look, I see the face of God, just not in that person. Everywhere I look, I see the face of God, just not that evil. If we are true mystics, we have to drop down into the place of loving the people who have forgotten, loving the people who have committed heinous, heinous, heinous atrocities on the planet. We must let go of our judgment of whatever war those soldiers who lost their life fought in, and live as the vibrating center of love. And that means getting rid of everything that is not love. It is purgative. Let it go. Give it up. This mandala is going to be torn down right after the service. A lot of hours of work. It's going to be gone. A symbol of impermanence. But love is forever changing, isn't it? And if we are an evolving spirituality, we are an evolving group of mystics, we have to be willing to evolve and not dig our heels into our religious belief systems that have become outdated, but to allow God to use us to write gospels right here, right now. Yes? To allow truth to be expressed right here, right now through you. What makes Bob and Shannon's music so powerful is the writers and the singers, they happen to be the same people, have a deep mystical understanding of non-attachment. Non-attachment to the beautiful melodies and the potent lyrics that eventually lead us to the power that's underneath all those beautiful lyrics. The power that's underneath those beautiful melodies. I love when Bob and Shannon come. A lot of singers come and they say, here's the 3 songs I'm going to do. Oh, wait a minute. How about we co-create something? And we get on the phone and we brainstorm. What's cooking? What wants to happen? What song do you got? And suddenly they're no longer attached to the song that they thought they were going to sing when they came in the room, but they're attached to letting God work through them. They're doing a song today that they've never sung publicly because I went, that's it. That's it. And I was joking with Bob earlier. I said, have you ever had a moment you forget the lyrics on stage? It happens to me all the time. And then we were in the sound check, and he's singing the song, and he says, that was the moment right there. And we laughed, and we smiled, and we lived in the moment of imperfection. It's because beyond the lyrics, beyond the music, beyond the experience of a service, there was a mystical awareness that it's all love, and it's all God. And that means we've got to let go. It's a purgative state. I give up anything and everything that's ever defined me. With the song that they're going to sing now, the looser my grip, the greater the expression will be. I'm inviting you to actually physically, as they sing this song, hold your hands tight when they start, and by the end of the song, put everything into those hands that you've ever defined yourself, all the labels, all the judgment of good and bad, and go like this, and exhale, and release it into the universe, because at the edge of that unknown is a greater chapter of who you are meant to be.
Are you gripping? Officially, good morning. I wanted to say officially good morning, and I want to say that we actually host a retreat. Well, I should say before COVID. Every year we did a retreat, and we did a mandala one year, and we, all the group just painted this mandala, and it was beautiful, and it was up on the wall. And at the end of it, we went over and ripped it down and watched their faces in horror. It was beautiful. I loved it. And I think we sang this song right after this. This song was inspired by a refrigerator magnet. It said, "Let go or be dragged."
Lay down your head, you wanna sleep at night, but you're wide-eyed and worrying heavy about the state of your life. I said, let go, leave it by the side of the pillow, because the looser the grip, baby, the lighter the load. You've been playing this game, you're waiting on your finest hour, but your need to win will drain you of power. I said, put down the number one, put down control, because the looser the grip, baby, the lighter the load. When the weight of the world has descended on you, they say be strong, hold on, your pride will carry you through. I say the stronger the pride, the longer the road. Because the looser the grip, baby, the lighter the load. When your heart gets heavy, it's from a mind that's full. Your spirit is weak. The world seems so cruel, but it all falls away when you let go, let go, let go, let go.
Come on, y'all. Put those hands together now. Let them loose.
Repeat after me. The looser the grip,
The looser the grip,
the lighter the load.
the lighter the load,
The deeper the love,
the deeper the love,
the higher it'll go.
the higher we'll go,
The less that you need,
the less that you need.
the faster it flows. And the looser the grip, baby, the lighter the load. And the looser the grip, baby, the lighter the load. Ooh.
Shannon Plummer.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, it's funny, you can't clap with those closed fists. You can't celebrate with a closed fist. You can't worship with a closed fist. It doesn't work so well. The looser the grip, the lighter the load, the more worship, the more joy, the more God, the more magnificence, the more mystics on the planet. Let me continue with what constitutes a mystical experience. It is pantheistic in nature. Say that with me. Pantheistic. That means it is the recognition that God, as the source energy of the entire universe, is everywhere present, at all places, at all times. Oh, it may have been missed. It may be missed, but just because we failed to see it does not mean that it is not there at the core. I want you to breathe that in. Just because we fail to find God doesn't mean God isn't present. Just because we fail to find love, it does not mean that love is not present. Ours is to come back to center, to the mystical awareness, to open the hands, and to worship that which is maybe hard to find, but it is our job as the ambassadors and the emissaries of love to find it, and to not put that responsibility on somebody else. It's easier to hate, isn't it? It's just easier to be angry. The mystic accesses God at all times. The mystic sees the light even in the darkest of times. We teach our kids there is no spot where God is not. Everything we see, feel, touch, know, and experience has at its core the energy of God. Not an egocentric, capricious type of temperamental personality of mankind's making, but a power so beautiful, so powerful, so magnificent that it is an energy that is not a respecter of human beings. It is everywhere present as life itself, as love itself. Beneath the surface is a spiritual force that is eternally expressing without prejudice. It just is. It just is you. It just is me. It just is Harry Cohn. It just is Bill. It just is the fallen soldiers. It is just the children. And let me meddle a little bit. If our belief system has any foundation to it at all, it is also in the hand and the heart of a gunman that took the lives of the children this week. Ooh, now you're meddling. Many paths, one God, just not that one. Everywhere I look, I see the face of God, just not Him. Compassion will save the planet, not judgment. Compassion will save the planet, not hate, not anger. Compassion is what we are called to do right now. It doesn't mean that there are no consequences. There should be consequences. Pay unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But there has to be love, or we're going to be here 10 years from now. Wednesday night, at the Wednesday night meditation service, I read something that I wrote when I was once again as a minister looking for words. It was called The Whale That Washed Up on My Beach, and I wrote it 10 years ago after Newtown, Connecticut, and the loss of children's lives. And I talked to Nicole Glasgow on Thursday after I did that meditation yet again on Wednesday night, and she says she had an overwhelming sense of sadness, that it was still relevant. I could read the same poem that I'd written 10 years ago, and I had to read it again. Folks, I don't want to read that poem ever again. What happened or what didn't happen from 10 years ago to this week? If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to get the same results. I don't want to read that poem again. And we all have different ways of how to solve it. And we get into our rooms and we argue and we fight. And we throw mud at each other. I'm right, you're wrong. How's that working for us? Not so well. I must behold the pantheistic nature of life. God is everywhere present. And so what gave me hope and peace and some degree of comfort this week is the thought that Harry Cohn told me every time. He repeats himself a lot. It happens when you're 102. He says, there are no atheists in foxholes. There are no atheists in trenches. Suddenly, we're forced into a deeper awareness of what is true at the core. And what gave me comfort is that I teach children in this church there is no spot where God is not. And I said this first service, and my wife completely disagreed with me, but I will hold fast to it. That if we are one, those children in a 4th grade class about to lose their life entered the kingdom of heaven before they were murdered. That they had the ability, in the fear, in the darkness, to look into the eye of the person who was going to take their life, and some part of them could see there is no place where God doesn't exist. And maybe there was a little bit of compassion. And that's not a popular opinion this week. But if the bedrock of what I teach on this platform every Sunday has any merit whatsoever, I need to do things differently. After Newtown, Connecticut, I railed and I was angry. And then I look at the people who went to court and forgave the gunmen, mothers and fathers who found compassion. Pay unto Caesar, it was taken care of. But pay unto God, I forgive you. We're going to go through crucifixions, and right now the human race and our nation is in the midst of a crucifixion. Forgive them, Father. They don't know what they do. And the only way I slept this week was to say that these children, somehow, some part of them, found that same Christ-like consciousness, Christ-like energy, and their lives will not be in vain. I look at the hangnails and the inconveniences of my life. I need to do it more. I need to be compassionate more readily. I need to love more deeply. I need to find a different answer because of what we're doing isn't working. And I won't sit down and argue at a table who's right or wrong about how to solve the problem. But let's open up a field across the aisle and start figuring out something different than what we have done, and to behold that the presence of God is sitting on the other side of the aisle from you. And let's work together, because the mystical experience is also unitive. It is unitive with God, with all creation, with each other, with all life, including a gunman. The eye by which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eyes and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. This series, this 5-week series, was about bringing us to the edge of our limited understanding of God, of love and oneness, very limited human understanding, and say, let's dive into a different reality. And maybe we won't have to read that poem again in 10 years or 2 years or 2 months. I'm not asking you just to hear the messages that I've delivered for 5 weeks, but to integrate them into a mandala, a tapestry of oneness. Not just talking a good game of oneness, but knowing it and claiming it. We teach that all the characters in the Bible live in us. Jesus lives in us. Judas lives in us. Peter lives in us. Well, every child, 19 children also live in us, and so does a gunman. We are all one. There's only one of us here on earth. And if we're going to save this planet, we need to know that at depth and let the mystical heart be more than we've ever known before. There's nothing between you and God. There's nothing between you and the entire cosmos. And again, what a great paradox this is. Everything we do in this platform, the songs, the messages, the talks, is to lead us to that great unknown mystery. And then to tell you, you got to do it alone. And you do. The hero's final destination, the final dive, the final slaying of the dragon, you have to do it alone. Nobody here is going to do it for you. And then when you jump off, this is the paradox. You realize that you were never alone to begin with. This week, I felt very alone as a minister. You may have felt very alone. What do I do? How do I change this? How do I celebrate Memorial Day when this has happened? I don't know how. You got what came. God kissed me and said, say this. Right or wrong, it's what God gave me to say. But I'm challenging us as a congregation to jump into that mystery alone. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. And then realize you were never alone. A little music would be nice underneath. Paramahansa Yogananda, one of the great mystics of the earth, wrote this beautiful poem based on an ancient Hindu myth called "Where Shall We Hide the Truth from Man?" Where shall we hide the truth from man? The gods all cried when he was made. And forgive the pronouns, it's old language. How can we guard our secret now? They asked each other, most afraid. Hide it in the earth, he will mine it. Hide it on a mountain, he will climb it. Even in the sea, he will find it. Where shall we hide the truth from man? Quite beside themselves, they cried. This little guy will take our throne. We have made him far too smart not to claim our heaven home. Hide it in matter, he'll analyze it. Hide it in the water, he'll crystallize it. Even in hell, he'll surmise it. Where shall we hide the truth from man? They thought of the stars in outer space or in the nature of a tree, but they knew that man could solve each and every mystery. Hide it in the wind, he'll pursue it. Hide it in an act, he will do it. Even in an atom, he will view it. Where shall we hide the truth from man? And then they solve the mystery of how the frightened gods could win. And the wisest one said, let's take the truth and let's hide it deep inside of him. Hide it in his heart, he will doubt it. Hide it in his soul, he'll live without it. Even if we should reveal and shout it, he won't believe the truth is within. I've shouted it over and over and over and over again today. It's within you. It's not in any holy book. Those are pointing at the moon. It's not in any song that's pointing you to the moon. It's within you. Truth is in this mandala. It is in the God's eye. It is in the prayer shawls. It is in the children and the elders. Truth is in the forest, the garden, the song, the lyrics. It's in the ideas that we share here every Sunday. But let's get them out of the way so that we can find the truth that exists within us. Follow the road signs. At the end of the day, the heart of the matter, the heart of the mother, the child, the heart of the moment is that truth has always been and always will be within you as the mystic. You as the prophet. You as the Savior. You as the one. The song is called They Hide It.
I want to invite you to just sink down into your chairs and take a nice deep breath. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. This here is sacred. This here is pure. This here is what every soul is thirsty for. Not a single ripple on the water. Not a single cloud moving across the sky. The way it feels, the words can't find. But it's written in every single soul on the inside. They hide it, hide it, hide it on the inside. You'll find it, find it, find it when you don't try. This here is perfect. This is what's really real. This here is what every heart aches to feel. When the stillness reaches out from the mother. When the silence speaks through find it, find it, find it when you don't try. What you were looking for, what you were looking for, what you were looking for is what is looking, is what is looking.
And I invite you to connect to the breath, to the spirit, to the life force energy that is riding in on the breath, with the breath. Feel that breath animating every cell in your body. Allow your cells to speak, to dance, to dream, to weave into the matter between. And I invite you to give yourself permission to allow yourself to surrender into this moment and allow the breath to open your mind. Open to the heart of the mind. Go beyond your limiting beliefs. Transcend your intellect. Open into the sense that the mind can expand well beyond what we believe about God, what we believe about our bodies, what we believe about ourselves. And I invite you to move the energy from your physical body and push that energy out beyond you, out beyond your skin, out beyond the person sitting next to you. Push your energy out. This is the land of the mystic. Swim in that knowing and allow your energy to push beyond whatever limit you are putting on it right now, whatever boundary you believe that has, and allow it to reach the periphery of what you buried, what you thought was truth, what you pushed aside, what you forgot. In your 22 years, in your 102 years, what is out there on the periphery that is waiting to be heard, that is looking at you, waiting to be seen? What is out there on the periphery that you don't want to believe, that you don't want to feel, that you don't want to see? Maybe it is the gunman, maybe it is a bomber, maybe it is somebody that wronged you when you were 4 years old. Who is standing in that periphery? The mystic does not run from the periphery. The mystic lives on the edge. The edge. What is looking at you?
Sinking down deeper into this moment, the only one there ever is. You can taste eternity, know the definition of unity, of every single solitary daydream that's ever been dreamed by every waking being that's ever been breathed, and every belief they ever believed. You with every truth, and know that every bird was singing just for you. In every room that's ever fallen still, and in every room that ever will, the Spirit arrives and it shows its face. It comes alive so you can taste its grace, and you can have this anytime you please. It's always here, you're the one that leaves. Just as every drop returns to the sea, it's the same journey for you and me. And they hide it, hide it, hide it, hide it on the inside.
You'll find it.
So I know we're a little late today, but we have the magnificent gift of a mystic in our midst. The last time she was on our property, went immediately to the hospital. And was told she had tumors, not just one, but the big one in her brain. And the mystic said, I will find that which has been hidden. And she found it. And she walked in here today. I invite you to stay in this unbroken awareness of the presence of God and receive Mama Cecilia after her journey of discovering that which was once hidden, no longer hidden.
I invite you to stay in that centered space that the beautiful Shannon brought you to. And take a breath, and using the power of your imagination. We're in a field of lavender and lilacs. Smell it. It is dawn, just before dawn, where it is darkest. And we're all lying on our backs, looking up at the stars above. The black velvet of the sky, dotted with the diamonds that are the stars. And as we breathe the fragrance of the lavender and the lilacs, we notice one particular star shining brightly and seem to be descending slowly, slowly. And as it descends, it gets brighter and brighter until it touches us, envelopes us within itself. And in the star, this bright and morning star that shines just at dawn before the major sun rises in the skies, envelopes each and every one of us in healing light. I invite you to invite into your imagination anyone that may need to share this energy of healing that we're experiencing. The people in Uvalde, the children that have made their transition, those in Ukraine that are finding, all are enveloped in this wondrous, bright, and morning star, being healed. Yes, we say yes as we accept the healing, not just for ourselves, but for everyone and everything on the planet, as our memory of our oneness returns in full force, and we become the mystic we always were. And for this we say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
What you looking for? What you looking for? What you looking for is what is looking.
What you're looking for is looking right back at you. The eye with which you behold God is the same eye with which God beholds you. And Cecilia, and Bob, and Shannon, and Harry, the person to your left and your right. Every child, every villain who is forgotten. Let's change the world, folks, and join the prayer shawl ministry and embrace the earth. Embrace the United States. Let's join the Uniteens and know that there is no spot where God is not. There is no spot where God is not. Aho and amen. So I'm aware we are a little late, but I hope that you found the little extra time that we put into our service today meaningful. There's only one more song and you're going to sing it, but we do want to let you know that if it had meaning to you, if what has been shared here riled you up, then it had value. If what has been said or sung here ticked you off a little bit, then it had value. If it resonated with your heart and woke up something inside of you, it also had value. There's baskets in the back. Don't leave without being a part of the circle and the flow by putting something in that basket. Those of you online, don't sign off without finding some way to be in the flow and to express the value of what we have done here today. Text to give is very easy. Mail a check-in. Come see us in the church. Come down here. If you're in California, Texas, or New Hampshire, wherever you happen to be, I'm asking you to make a special donation. And let that extra special donation be an energetic vibration that what we have shared here doesn't stay here. You know, I often tick a lot of people off when I say this, but I'm okay with that. If what we've done in this room stays in this room, you've wasted your time. If what we've done in this room today stays in this room, you've wasted my time. But if what we have done in this room goes out into the world and you shine your light a little much brighter than it was before you got here, it's been the most valuable hour and 25 minutes, 30 minutes you could have spent. Don't waste the gift of this moment, the gift of the songs, the gift of the mandala, the gift of the Uniteens, the gift of the prayer shawl ministry, the gift of Harry Cohn as he kisses the earth and makes his way back onto this beautiful country's soil. Don't waste any of it, but be the mystic. Find a way to be in the flow. We're going to invite you into a final song that we're going to sing called Meta. I'm going to invite you. Can they get up on their feet and sing this one?
Oh, yeah. To all of my relations, I look you in the eye, 'cause we are all related. It's written in the sky, and we can sing this simple song to everyone along the way. And we can sing for the ones who've wronged, 'cause it heals the wounds from yesterday. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. Sing it with us. May you be well, may to all of my relations. I bow to you, 'cause we are all related. It's a common thread that runs right through, and we can sing this simple song for the ones in pain, and we can sing for the suffering, and may these words melt their pain away. All right, y'all, come on, sing it with us. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. Sing it to your neighbor. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved.
Everywhere you go this week, bring this blessing into the world. Every child, hug a little bit more passionately. Every jerk in your life, hug them, love them, wish them well, happiness, peace, and be loved. One more time, sing it, infuse it into this mandala, infuse it into your neighbor's heart, and let's change the world, folks. Let's change the world. Let's sing.
Here we go. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be peaceful, and may you be loved.
A blessed Memorial Day weekend to each and every one of you. Let's go in honor. Saturday, we're going to be putting this mandala, we're dismantling it today, right after the service. We need help there. But then on June 11th, we are putting this mandala up into the trees in the back forest. Please see Sonia if you would like to help decorate the forest and take the energy we have had here and put it into the back property. Sonia, will see you right here next Saturday. All right, June 4th. Have a beautiful and blessed and beautiful day.